And we say good morning to you. Welcome to the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are live, show number 490. I love it. 490. We're live at Mortgage Investors Group in North Johnson City. Again, here on Princeton Road. Easy to find. We're going to be talking to Jeremy Livesey coming up here in a few minutes. So we say good morning to you. Thanks for being with us. And we are very proud to tell you, I've just got some information from my man Jeremy Livesey, Jeremiah Clark, telling us that just in the month of March, we have 80 new page likes. We're up over 400 page likes. So we thank you very, very much for that. As again, we're live here on the road at Mortgage Investors Group in North Johnson City on Princeton Road, and they are moving. He's got 4 closings today. So in between closing folks and making people happy campers, we're going to be talking to Jeremy. Also going to be talking to Pat Patterson. He's going to join us live at the bottom of the hour from Martinsville, getting ready for the big race this weekend, the STP 500, and also the Camping World Truck Series race also coming up again. That'll be this weekend, in fact, tomorrow in Martinsville for the truck race, and of course the big boys with the STP 500 coming up on Sunday from Martinsville Speedway over the mountain and through the woods to Martinsville. Also, Jonathan Clemens is going to join us. He is the Baptist Collegiate Ministry Director at East Tennessee State. They got a big event coming up next week. He wants to talk about that and some sports as well. Also, David Strickland will join us a little bit later on from the Tri-City Otters. So all this going on again here, as you see behind us, Mortgage Investors Group, Tennessee's #1 independent mortgage lender, and they do a phenomenal job, and we thank him so very, very much. And so that's what's going on again here today where we are for show number 490. We were, of course, yesterday at Champion Chevrolet. That'll be our home for the 500th show coming up 2 weeks from today. Our 500th show, we're going to have some food, got some giveaways, got all kinds of cool stuff. So we will, again, do that 2 weeks from today. We'll be live at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile in Johnson City. Speaking of giving things away, here's our winner for this week, the family 4-pack of tickets. Bristol Motor Speedway again coming up on the 22nd, 3 weeks from tomorrow. We've got Jimmy Conkin. Jimmy called in, got registered, and so he's our winner this week. We've had Jennifer Carr from Elizabethton, Deanna Jilton from here in Johnson City. And Jimmy Conkin, again, wins today. So we pulled his name. And how can you get ready for next week? There it is on the screen. TomTaylorSports.com/contest to enter. It's just that easy, and you'll be ready to roll. And so, again, go back to there. Again, what you're winning tickets for is the Fitzgerald Glider Kits 300 and also the Auto Zombie 125 coming up on Saturday, April the 22nd. All you got to do is go to TomTaylorSports.com/contest, and there it be. So, there you have it. Here's today's lineup of the show. Again, we're live at Mortgage Investors Group. Jeremy's going to join us coming up in a few minutes. David Strickland from the Tri-Cities Otters will stop by. Jonathan Chapman, again, the Baptist Collegiate Ministry Director at East Tennessee State. Pat Patterson from the Performance Racing Network, and more coming up. We'll take our first break. We'll come right back, and we've got college hoops. We got the women's Final Four coming up tonight. Does anybody have anything from UConn? I say no. Everybody else says no as well. It's pretty much a foregone conclusion that Gino and the ladies in a rebuilding year, they've won 111 straight games over the last couple of years. They're in a rebuilding year. They're undefeated. And, again, they will take on, let's see, they've got the second game tonight, if I'm correct. Yep, they've got Mississippi State in Game 2. Stanford and South Carolina will square off in Game 1. And then the Lady Huskies and the Lady Bulldogs of Mississippi State square off in Game 2 of the women's Final Four tonight being played in Dallas, Texas. Of course, the guys play tomorrow night, and again, the ladies will play the national championship on Sunday, and the gentlemen will play on Monday. Speaking of Monday, it's going to be really cool. Coach Bill Robinson of the Milligan College Buffaloes will join us Monday from the Final Four in Phoenix. He's going to be there. He's part of the traveling party with the North Carolina Tar Heels. He's a huge fan and a big friend and huge friend and a close friend, I might add, of Roy Williams, the head coach of North Carolina. So that's going to be coming up again on Monday. He's going to join us live from Phoenix, Arizona, from the Final Four, and that's going to be really cool. And so we're looking forward to that on Monday, live from Phoenix. You get a live call-in bird's-eye view account of the Final Four from Coach Bill Robinson of the Milligan College Buffaloes. Quick break. We'll be right back. Bottom of the hour, it's going to be our buddy Pat Patterson from the Performance Racing Network getting ready for a big weekend of NASCAR. The West Coast trip's gone. They've been to Vegas. They've been to Phoenix. They've been to California. Now they come back to our neck of the woods. They're in Martinsville, right over the hill in Martinsville, Virginia this week for the STP 500 on Sunday. And then, of course, as we said, Texas Motor Speedway. Then coming up, it ain't that far away, folks. Can't wait. That's poor English. It's not that far away. And so we're excited about the fact that they're coming to Bristol Motor Speedway. And we'll tell you how today is your last day to get March ticket prices at Bristol Motor Speedway. Tomorrow, of course, April 1st, brand new month. It's race month, and so at midnight tonight, all the ticket prices go up because it's race month at Bristol Motor Speedway. So you want to get the ticket prices at the existing price, and we'll tell you how you can do that coming up here in just a little while. Show brought to you by our title sponsor. That would be the good folks at Grenade. I walked in, Jeremy said, "You got any Grenade?" I said, "Yep, got some Grenade." Get my finger out of the way so you can see what we've got here. There's the Grenade, the vitamin-infused energy drink. I'm sipping on some root beer. What did you say you wanted, Jeremy? You wanted, I think you said pineapple. He wants pineapple. I got pink grapefruit, and I'm also got lemon lime. I'm like a traveling caravan now for Grenade. They will have a new name starting Monday. They're switching their name to Grip. Same great product, just a different name. And so, as you can see on the screen, our show brought to you by and presented by the good folks, again, at Grenade for the next couple of days. And it's going to be called Grip, G-R-I-P-P. So we're excited about that. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll check in. Jeremy Livesey is here between closings. Busy guy. What do you tell me? 40-some closings already so far in 2017. As you see behind us, the #1 independent mortgage lender, Mortgage Investors Group. And so we'll check in with our buddy Jeremy Livesey coming up next year. We're live at Mortgage Investors Group in North Johnson City on show number 490 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here are the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance. We follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
Live again at Mortgage Investors Group in North Johnson City here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, and let's bring him up on screen. And there he be. Check it out. Look right there. Can you see yourself on the
I
camera?
can.
There you go. Right below the Mortgage Investors Group, and that is awesome. And so our buddy Jeremy Livesey's here, and again, we're actually at his place. So good morning. Thanks for letting us be here.
Oh, no problem.
It's been rocking and rolling. You have been,
Busy.
to use a sports term, he's been smoking it. Tell me about it.
So far this year, we're at, after today, we have 4 closings today, so we'll be at 48 for the year. So, and it's not even busy yet.
Yeah, this is really not even prime time, is it?
No, it starts getting busy probably May, June, July, once the schools get out. So our prime time is from about May through August, September's. So this is a slow time.
But it's a busy time.
And we're already ahead of last year's numbers. So
that is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Ring the bell. That's super cool. Tell us what's the trend? What are folks looking for? Are they looking for split foyers, one level living? Is there any trends?
Mostly one level living, but right now what we're finding is just there's not a lot of inventory. So if you have a house that you're selling and it's under about $200,000, it might be on the market for a week and it's gone. And because there's just not a whole lot out there. So if you got buyers that are looking, they better be looking quick. So like I said, we've had people that lose a house just because they didn't go out and actually looking, waste a weekend doing something else, they lose their house.
So you would define this as a buyer's market or a seller's market?
Seller's market. Right
Seller's
now.
market all the
Yeah.
way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, seller's market. So
Yeah. So
if you're out there watching here in the Tri-Cities, and you are, and if you're interested in making that move,
yeah.
Now's the time to do it.
Oh yeah.
And
Rates are creeping up a little bit. The economy's doing good, so every day the rates go up a little bit.
Mhm.
Not horrible. They're not bad, but they are creeping.
since there's been a change, of course, in the White House, have you seen an air of optimism, a little bit more uptick?
Yeah, actually, the rates went up the day after the election, and so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but basically that was actually a reflection on overseas markets getting kind of scared because they wasn't really sure what was going to happen. But since Trump's taken office, the economy is actually looking good. The Dow's up, so I mean that when everybody's making money, that's when they raise the rates.
Yeah.
So they try to take advantage of it. So.
Talking to Jeremy Livesey, it's been my experience since the election. It is what it is.
Yeah.
There's been an air of optimism, a little bit more spring in people's steps. They feel a little bit better about things, and I guess it's indicative of what Jeremy's talking about. So, you specialize in helping folks. Again, in behind us it says Tennessee's #1 independent mortgage lender.
Mm-hmm.
We're blocking this one close on time every time. Serving Tennessee since 1989 with over 70,000 closed transactions. Conventional, FHA, VA, THDA, rural development, in-house processing, underwriting, and closing departments. Last time I was here, you talked that you really like to work a lot with VA folks.
Yeah, the VA hospital here in Johnson City is a huge selling point for this area, so we do have a lot of people moving to the area just because of the hospital. And a lot of banks around here don't like them because of the paperwork, and we've got it streamlined. So this office here does about 30% of the VA market for the Tri-Cities, so which is fantastic. But,
Yes.
but yeah, we have in-house VA underwriters, so they're easy for us to do. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
One of our great sponsors, obviously, our second trip in. Love coming over and hanging out with this guy. We go back a long way. And,
Oh, yeah.
And Jeremy Livesey, Mortgage Investors Group. Now, there's 2 locations. There's, of course, here in North Johnson City on Princeton Road, kind of a diagonal catty corner from Evergreen. Everybody knows where Evergreen is. Give Tony's place a plug right across the street. You also have an office in Kingsport. Tell me about that.
The office in Kingsport is on Eastman Road. It's right across the street from Starbucks. And I work out of that office about 2 or 3 days a week. I'll actually be there this afternoon, so if anybody wants to come by and get an autograph, I'll be down there. But yeah, I'll be down there with some closings. But we do serve a lot. I mean, in Kingsport, there's a lot of real estate going on in Kingsport, especially with the Eastman people and stuff like that. So we do have the office down there to cater to that. The reason we have one is a lot of people just can't make the trip to Johnson City, and we try to be as convenient as possible to get as much business as we can.
Coming up in a few minutes, we'll hear from Pat Patterson live from the Performance Racing Network. Pat, of course, with the radio crew that travels the country calling NASCAR races, and we are blessed to have him on our rolling Rolodex, if you will, of folks that check in with us. Also coming up next week, we've got Bob Pockers coming back on. He covers NASCAR for ESPN, and so Bob's going to start being a regular contributor to the show, which we certainly appreciate. Jeremiah Clark told me we got 80 new page likes just this month, and yesterday we hit the 400 page likes for the show.
Good job.
Is that good?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
No, he said, tell them that you have hit 400 page likes. That is a good thing.
Yeah.
So I just take my orders from Jeremiah Clark. He just says, get on there and say,
That's usually the best way to do it.
yeah, 80 new page likes just in March alone, and
Yeah.
400 page likes all told. And this is all thanks to Appalachian Digital. We're going to talk about them coming up here in a few minutes. But these guys, Michael Smith and Jeremiah Clark, from here in the Tri-Cities, they do a phenomenal job. And so the success, and I bring content, but as far as the social media and the technical side of it, it's those two guys. They do a great job. So be thinking, if you need a little website help or some marketing through social media, AppalachianDigital.com. They're based here in the Tri-Cities. These two guys, and they do, gentlemen, they do a great job. Final Four tonight, women's basketball. Just hand it over to Gino.
That's what I said. Just save the airtime and just give them the trophy.
I mean,
It might make some advertising people mad, but it's just a foregone conclusion.
I was trying to look and see. Let me put the old specs back on again. The first game, I should say tonight, Stanford 32-6 in South Carolina. The Lady Gamecocks at 31-4. Then the second game tonight in Dallas, UConn, who's won 111 in a row. They're 36-0. They're taking on the Lady Bulldogs in Mississippi State, who's 33-4, which ain't too shabby. But
No.
again, this was supposed to be a rebuilding year for UConn.
Yes, and they didn't have a top 10 recruiting class last year. So
No.
that's tells you how good a coach they got.
Yep. And so I was at the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, as I've told you several times over the last couple of shows, and we were there a couple of weeks ago, took the little people down there, and they always tell me, say, be sure to put this up there and show them. So there it is, the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame in Knoxville. Cool place, by the way.
Yeah.
If you've never been, you need to check it out and walk through there. But one part of it, they have the big crystal, looks like a pumpkin sitting on it's a crystal, huge crystal. It's not even a basketball, but it's for the national championship that UConn won last year. It's there. It's either that or it's a facsimile. They may have the actual one in Connecticut, but I'm thinking there's going to be another one going to UConn this year.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt.
No.
South Carolina probably gives them the best competition because they've already played each other. So, but they still killed South Carolina, so it's probably not.
They beat everybody in these Final Four.
Yeah,
What, 30 some
South
points?
Carolina, I think, got the closest to them, but yeah, it's just gonna be a runaway.
The Lady Vols obviously didn't finish the way they wanted to. They went out with a whimper.
Yeah.
Holly Warlick apparently has been telling everybody she's got a blue ribbon recruiting class next year. So do you give another year? Or what do we do down in UT? Because it's obviously stumbled.
She has big shoes to fill, so it doesn't matter what she does. She can't make anybody happy. So it's the way it's going to be. And I said, but if she's got a good recruiting class, that's great. At some point, Gino's got to have a bad year.
At some point.
Yeah. So hopefully that'll work out. But yeah, we need to bring the Lady Vols back.
Although not in the foreseeable future for UConn, because again, this is allegedly a down year, and it's a young team. And he said in the preseason, we're going to struggle. So, okay, you're 36-0. You've won 111 in a row. So you've really struggled. 10th consecutive Final Four.
And he just got a contract extension. So yeah.
There you go. Making a lot more money, and he deserves it. So it's all good again for the ladies basketball. The women's Final Four tonight. Now tomorrow night, the gentlemen take to the stage. You've got Gonzaga and Oregon and South Carolina and North Carolina. What do you think?
The final, I think, will be Gonzaga and North Carolina. I don't think South Carolina's got much for North Carolina. They've had their glory, so I say they've done more than what people thought. But North Carolina they're just too deep.
Cinderella story so far this tournament's been, again, the South Carolina Gamecocks for sure, and so we are anxiously waiting to see how that's going to go. We will be joined Monday, as we told you, by Milligan coach Bill Robinson, who's going to be in Phoenix with a live call-in from the show from Phoenix, and it'll be pretty cool because at that point they will play tomorrow night for the quarter or the semifinals. So the national championship will be Monday, and again he's there with the traveling party of North Carolina Tar Heels. So if you remember back earlier in the year, he was instrumental in bringing the Milligan JVs and the North Carolina JVs came into Milligan and played a basketball game. They traveled from Chapel Hill, so with their coach Hubert Davis. So he's very tight with Coach Williams, and so we will have a live call-in Monday from Phoenix, Arizona, with Milligan coach Bill Robinson's out there on his downtime to have a little R&R and watching some hoops. So you're saying North Carolina and Gonzaga, right?
That's what I'm saying.
For the championship, and North Carolina win it all?
Yeah, I think so. I just think Gonzaga, they're good, but North Carolina's just got it all.
We're down to Jeremy Livesey from Mortgage Investors Group. We're live here at his office in North Johnson City. A website. How do we get to the website? What will we find?
Website, just jeremylivesey.com. It's got online applications. It's got rates. It's got all this stuff about me and my team. It's got local links on it. Pretty much anything you need to get a mortgage. It's even got links to real estate offices as well as if you need to find a realtor. So.
One of the cool things about Jeremy Livesey, again, we go back a long ways. This guy is always giving. He's got a big heart, and so as a result, tomorrow we're playing golf for a great cause at Cattails in Meadowview. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we're having a tournament. A buddy of ours, Worley Head, he passed away a little over a year ago, and he was a big proponent of just giving back to the community. So we're having a tournament tomorrow. It's a 4-man best ball at Cattails, and all the money that we're raising is going to St. Jude's. And he was a big supporter of St. Jude's, and talked to his wife Carrie, and she wants all the money sent there, and so we're raising as much money as we can.
Playing golf tomorrow at Cattails in Meadowview. Tee time is?
Tee time's at 9 a.m. So if anybody's looking to come, just give us a call or just show up at 8:30 is when we're actually doing it. So it's about, I'm sure it's like $50 a person. I'm not really sure if that's actually it's 50 or 55, and but yeah, all the money is going towards St. Jude's. We've got hole-in-one sponsors for $10,000 for a hole-in-one. We got just gonna be a good day to hang out with all the friends. We got a lot of past alumni from Dobbins Bennett coming into play, and so it should be a fun day.
I want to say hello to Boggs Diamond, James Horn, and my buddy Phil Vitito around the corner at the Trophy Place.
I know James.
You know James?
Yeah.
James Horn?
I've known James for years.
Yeah. And so Carolyn Wood and Petra Becker. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Carolyn Wood. We know Carolyn Wood, don't we?
We know Carolyn Wood Service Center.
Wood Service Center.
Yeah.
There you go. Sweet Carolyn. She's
and
a jewel.
Petra is a realtor at Remax.
Well, she commented on the post. So, and then J.T. Holloman, our buddy J.T., who is married to the lovely Betsy Holloman with Speedway Children's Charities. And, of course, he's a police officer, the Bristol, Tennessee, I believe. He's a local law enforcement officer. So hello to JT. Appreciate him very much as well. We're live here again at Mortgage Investors Group. So to get the process started here before we go to the break, folks are interested in you helping them out. Tell me how that works.
The easiest way is just to give us a call. Cell phone number is 335-5005. Basically, they can either shoot me a text or just leave me a voicemail if I'm not available. We give them a call back. It takes about 15 minutes to get pre-qualified. And if they don't have a realtor, we also set them up with a realtor. So.
Oh, you can even do that for two.
We can do it all.
Pass them right on.
Yeah.
Get them set up.
Realtors love pre-qualified buyers.
Yeah. And that's a good point. We talked about this last time we were here. Instead of going out and driving them down the road and going, honey, boy, I like that one, and darling, we like that one, and then you get back and sit down and go, it's out of your ballpark. The simplest thing to do is come in with Jeremy first, get pre-qualified. Here's the parameters we have from this to this. You can go out and buy because that's where you're qualified for. And then go out and shop in that particular price range. You don't come out disappointed, right?
Exactly. You actually know what you can. You don't, overshoot your ability to get it. No disappointment there. And what we tell them, if they do actually go out and look at houses, I usually tell them, send me the addresses of the houses you like. I'll tell you what the payment's going to be before you make an offer. That way you're not surprised later on in the process. So
that's why he's the number one guy. So tell us, brag on yourself one more time. The number one who? We
are the the area here. Eastman Credit Union's your big dog around here. So, but around here we are the number 2. We're the number 1 team in the Tri-Cities as far as closings. So.
You see the sign behind us, Tennessee's number 1 independent mortgage lender, and you yourself personally are the number 1 cat here in the Tri-Cities, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Tri-Cities office in the Mortgage Investors Group, and they got offices in Knoxville too, right?
Yeah, we're all over the state. We got Knoxville, Chattanooga, Memphis, Nashville, Cookeville, Crossville. I think there's 17 or 18 branches across the state.
I'm setting beside the number 1 salesman in the Tri-Cities market for Mortgage Investors Group. How many so far? 40?
It'll be 48 after today. Yeah.
48 after today, and they haven't hit the busiest part.
Yeah.
So you can just go to jeremylivesey.com. It spells Livesay, but it's Livesey, Livesay.
That's how most people pronounce it.
Jeremy Livesay?
Yeah. That's actually what my wife thought it was when we started dating.
Now, you're awful cute. I like, what's your name again? Jeremy Livesay?
Yeah.
No, it'd be Livesey, honey.
Yeah.
So she knows now, though, doesn't she?
She knows now because that was my entire college career, was correcting professors how to pronounce my name.
That's great.
Yeah.
My name is Jeremy Livesay.
right.
No, it's Livesay. Mr. Livesay, you here? No, that'd be Livesay.
Yeah, I usually give them about one chance. After that, we start correcting them.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
That's great. And your wife didn't know your name
No,
when she
no,
first
she-
met you, but
she
knows
still gives
now.
me a hard time about
Oh,
it.
that's
Yeah.
great. Great couple. They work hard, and they're a fun bunch to be around. And he's lucky to have her, and she's lucky to have him, as far as I'm concerned. So come back here in a little while.
I'll be here.
Yeah, going to come back in a few minutes, and we're going to take a quick break. Come right back. We're going to go live. We will. We're going to go to Pat Patterson, again, the Performance Racing Network, is going to join us coming up next year. See what's going on in Martinsville, where the Paperclip, they're racing this weekend for the STP 500. We'll do that right after you hear this. We're live at Mortgage Investors Group in North Johnson City. Show number 490. 2 weeks from today, we would ask you to come by Champion Chevrolet. We'll have some food and a little celebration of the 500th show 2 weeks from today. Hope Jeremy can come by and stop by and say hello to us, because it's a big deal. They said this would never work. How many times I've been told this would never work? Sports show on Facebook and live stream? No, not a chance. It's got to be on conventional radio, which it was for a while. But they said it wouldn't work, and we've proved them wrong. So here we be. We're 10 shows away from the coveted 500th. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll go to Martinsville, talk to Pat Patterson coming up next year on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
The deals are heating up for Truck Month at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. Over 300 new Chevys to choose from, all with incredible savings. $11,000 off MSRP on 16 Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. Check out the savings online at championjc.com. 16 Silverado Crew Cab, $33,685. 16 Track, $17,460. 16 Equinox, $21,615. 16 Traverse, $27,365. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
We're back live again. We are here again at Mortgage Investors Group in North Johnson City, the Tennessee's #1 independent mortgage lender. Let's go to the phone. He's there. He's our buddy Pat Patterson from the Performance Racing Network. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Tom, it's great to be with you. Happy Friday, everybody.
Exactly. So you have went through the West Coast swing, Phoenix, Las Vegas, California, or Las Vegas, Phoenix, California, in that order. Now we're back on this side of the country, going to the paperclip. But first, kind of recap the West Coast swing for the NASCAR drivers. How do you think it went?
Well, I thought the fans were the ones that were the real winners. I thought we had a very entertaining race at Las Vegas. Obviously, down in Phoenix, I thought, again, the new stages that we now race in got a little more exciting there when we went to a shorter racetrack at Phoenix. Then I thought last week at Auto Club Speedway and over in Fontana, I thought that we had a good race there. Now, in all three of these races, I should say, the finishes were punctuated by some caution flags that went flying towards the end of these events, and we saw things like Ryan Newman get a win with basically a strategy situation, which all racing is strategy. So I take nothing away from what he was able to accomplish at Phoenix, and I think that the thing we've witnessed since we left Daytona is just the resurgence of Chip Ganassi Racing and how strong both Kyle Larson and Jamie McMurray have proven to be. Larson obviously with a huge win last week, and once again, just like we've seen in the past, lots of those late race cautions meant that a guy that had a very fast car had to be up on the wheel at the end of the event, and Larson was there to do that. And I think we're really going to see the guy who's now the points leader, has been, coupled with these next few races that are going to be somewhat challenging for him. I think he'll run well this weekend at Martinsville. Don't know that he's necessarily going to be a winner at Martinsville, but I think that he'll represent well there. And Jamie McMurray, I think, is good at Martinsville. So I think the Ganassi train keeps on rolling this weekend. Would not call either one of them a favorite to win at Martinsville, but I certainly wouldn't rule them out. But as far as the West Coast swing has been concerned, I thought the turnout that we had for the most part was good at all three events. And I think the East Coast fans are in for a treat. The boys are back, so to speak.
The boys are back. We're talking to Pat Patterson again, live again from Martinsville. And again, you talked about Kyle Larson. He owns a high finish of third there at Martinsville Speedway. So, and you're right. You look at the points. He's #1, and Jamie McMurray is solid #8 right now in the points, both for Chip Ganassi Racing. Kyle Busch, the defending champ of the race. What's your take on Joe Gibbs Racing so far? Dave Rogers steps away from the 19 as a crew chief for a personal leave of absence. And so what's your take on the Gibbs foursome heading into Martinsville this weekend?
Well, obviously, as you and everybody else knows, you can't think about Martinsville without thinking about the guys that have run well there, and certainly that whole group outside of Matt Kenseth, are very, very strong on short tracks. Denny Hamlin, big deal for him always. Martinsville is the car that that Kyle Busch drives is a threat to win each and every time we go anywhere. Period. So, at the end of the day, I think Joe Gibbs Racing is doing okay. I think Daniel Suarez is, like we all knew was going to happen. That takes time. I mean, it really does. It takes time for anybody, no matter how good or bad they are, to get, or how good they've been, I should say, in other series. It takes time for them to get acclimated to the Cup Series, and I think Suarez is in for another real treat this weekend in Martinsville. talk about a place to go get a little seat time. You're going to get a lot of it, and it's going to be hard and fast learning all day long at Martinsville for Daniel Suarez.
As you can see on the screen, we're talking to Pat Patterson, the Performance Racing Network. Pat, you look at the first 5 races in the Cup Series, up on the Monster Energy Cup Series, of course, and the fact that first 5 races, 5 different winners: Kurt Busch, Keselowski, Martin Truex Jr., Ryan Newman, as you said, Kyle Larson last week. 5 different winners. Is that healthy for the sport to have some diversity as far as different winners every week?
Oh, sure, absolutely. I mean, in a perfect world, we'd get around to the playoffs and we'd have 15 or 20 winners, but probably not going to have that. I would suggest it won't be much different than last year. We'll probably see 13 or 14 different winners going into the playoffs. So no, I think what we've got going on is good. I think that you've got some big names that are yet to win, and they're not far from it. And I wouldn't put. I have a feeling that Martinsville, and then of course when we get to Bristol in a few weeks, tends to reward the veterans. So I look for, even though in saying that, I also have to kind of back up and say I think Chase Elliott is ready to win on any given weekend. So yeah, it's good. It's good for the series that we've got this many different winners already so far this year, Tom.
You look again, and we're talking to Pat Patterson, got him for a couple of more minutes. If it ended today, thought this was interesting. We're in a youth movement, it would appear. 6 drivers under the age of 27 would make the playoffs. Kyle Larson, 24 years old. Chase Elliott, 21. Logano, 26. Ryan Blaney, 23 years old. Eric Jones, 20. And Trevor Bayne out of Knoxville, 26. So, fair statement that we're in kind of in a transitional youth movement in NASCAR?
Well, yeah, I think that we've got a lot of very young talent that is sitting in cars capable of winning, so yeah, I mean, I'm not writing off the Jimmy Johnsons and Kevin Harvicks and those guys yet, because they've got a lot of winning left to do, but I certainly think that we're in good shape when it comes to guys right now that we know are going to be contenders. So yeah, I think we're in good shape here, Tom, as far as talent goes.
Last question before I let you go. As strategically speaking, again, Busch wins the spring race, Jimmy Johnson won the fall race. Strategically, if you're a driver, how do you win Martinsville? What do you got to do to win it?
Man, the biggest thing is you've got to keep off of other people. You've got to take care of your equipment. As much as we want to think that Martinsville is a beat and bang racetrack, it is all that. But you've got to still have a car underneath you when it gets down to that last 25, 30 laps at Martinsville, because we know it always comes down to a battle of a couple, 3 guys. It comes down to some late race caution flags. And if you beat your stuff up to the point where you can't get it to no longer either drive up off the corner or roll through the middle of the corner, then you don't have any bullets in your gun, is what it adds up to. So, basic logic applies. You got to take care of your race car, number one. You've got to have good pit stops. You absolutely will not win at Martinsville unless you've got just solid pit stops all day long. And I think the old adage applies. You've got to stay cool between your ears. You're going to get rubbed on. You're going to get beat up on a little bit out there. You got to be able to get past all that really quickly, and get back refocused on your job, which is depending on how many laps you got left. But it's the same old stuff at Martinsville. It will test the very best of everybody, and to pass the test, the most important thing you have to have is an attitude that reflects, I'm going to take my time, I'm going to be cautiously aggressive, but I'm going to be smart about the way I race, and that's the biggest thing there.
Our buddy Pat Patterson of the Performance Racing Network. Tell us where we can find you, see you, and watch you and hear you, my friend.
Well, just check us out, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90 there on the satellite radio. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, which is @RacingGuy, And we're doing a lot with Facebook this year, so the Racing Guy Facebook page is a good place to be for a lot of live stuff from the racetrack, a lot of Facebook Live this year. So be sure to check us out there, and check us out right here, hanging out with Tom on Fridays, talking about racing and getting ready for the world's fastest half mile here in just a couple weeks. We'll have some fun over there, won't we, buddy?
Yes, sir. You're going to be helping us with qualifying. Can't wait. David McGee and I were talking about the other day, and it's always an added bonus to have Pat Patterson helping us with qualifying up on the high banks of Bristol Motor Speedway. So we're looking forward to it. I'll talk to you next week down in Texas. Have a great weekend in Martinsville. I'll talk to you then, all right?
All right, Tom. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. Great job. Again, our buddy Pat Patterson with us again from Martinsville, Virginia, the paperclip. Again, Kyle Busch. Yeah, my guy, the defending champ of the race, and we'll see if he can get it going and get her done, as the old boy says. Now, before we go to the break, we got Jonathan Chapman going to join us coming up next. We're live here at Mortgage Investors Group, again here in North Johnson City on the 490th show of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, and we do want to say thanks again to our great sponsor, Jeremy Livesey. Go to jeremylivesey.com. Today's the last day if you want tickets at Bristol Motor Speedway for the March prices. You know how it goes. The rules are once tomorrow hits new month, it's race month, and so the prices go up. So today until 8 o'clock tonight when they shut down the ticket office, here is how you can get your tickets for the March pricing. For the doubleheader starting again on April the 22nd, that'll be the Auto Zombie 125 and the Fitzgerald Gliders Auto Kit, or Fitzgerald Gliders Kit 300 rather. The tickets starting for the adults are at $35. That's for the doubleheader on Saturday. For the race, the 25th anniversary of the Food City 500, those tickets starting at $59 today only. Starting tomorrow goes up $10. And then for the weekend ticket, as an adult, if you want to go to both Saturday and Sunday, why would you not? It's the greatest track in NASCAR. Those tickets right now are at $89. They go up $10 tomorrow, so you can save yourself $10 by calling 423-BRISTOL, 1-800-792-0626, or simply go to the website at bristoltix.com. Again, of course, the kids' tickets, again, on Saturday, the 22nd, 3 weeks from tomorrow, kids get in free. They also get in free on the Friday. We'll be up there in, 3 weeks? Bush's Beans Pole Day. And, of course, kids get in free that day as well. Adult tickets are $15 to go up and see the qualifying and all the pomp and circumstance on qualifying day on Friday the 21st. And so, what is today? Today is the 31st? 31st, so we're talking, 3 weeks. Wow, can't wait. Whoo, it's going to be good. I'm telling you, you're going to be in for a treat this year. More than normal with the stages. There'll be some beating and banging in Bristol, I promise you. And it's going to be a lot of fun to get up there and get your ticket. Weekend pass again today, $89, goes up $10 tomorrow. And, of course, the best way to go, the best way to do this, as Landon Owen was with us last week, early this week, I should say, the director of ticket sales, is get that season ticket. $149 gets you all the racing this weekend and all the racing in August. It's a $149 ticket for 1,575 laps of racing at the world's fastest half mile. So it breaks down to less than a buck a lap at Bristol Motor Speedway. Can't beat it. Plus, you get a bunch of bells and whistles. You get a season ticket starting at $149. I know Food City gives you 2 fill-ups, 2 gas-and-go fill-ups, so, depending on what kind of vehicle you're driving, that helps you right there. So a couple of Food City gas-and-goes, there's lots of bells and whistles to be a season ticket holder at Bristol Motor Speedway. Same way to get a hold of them, find out more, bristoltix.com, TIX.com, 1-800-792-0626, here locally, 423 or if you're in and around the track, just pull in the Bruton Smith building, and right there on the lobby of the Bruton Smith building is the ticket office and all the different windows, and the phones are popping. And of course, folks, when we were up there Monday, we'll be back up there this coming Monday too. Again, had a lot of foot traffic, and it's going to increase as we get closer to the running of the 25th anniversary of the Food City 500. Coming up, we'll be taking a look at softball and baseball. We got some local teams. How about the Daniel Boone Lady Trailblazers? Yeah, went down to Myrtle Beach and kicked a little booty and brought home a championship. Kicked some tail, took some names, and brought it home for Jeremy Jenkins. Let me say this about Jeremy Jenkins. I don't care what the guy coaches. He is successful in anything he touches. The guy has coached basketball, girls basketball. He has coached, obviously he's coaching softball right now. Head football coach at Daniel Boone. Whatever Jeremy Jenkins touches as far as coaching, he pours himself into it. And the proof's in the pudding. And so the Lady Trailblazers 15-3 coming back to the Tri-Cities with a championship trophy under the belt, which is pretty cotton picking good as far as I'm concerned. So we'll break down all the baseball coming up. Got the NBA, got the National Hockey League, Major League Baseball, a lot of the teams are breaking camp. Opening day for some teams are on Sunday, and most everybody else on Monday. So it is here, spring training winding down big time. And again, opening day of Major League Baseball coming up on Sunday. Who was it said yesterday it should be a national holiday for our country, the opening day of Major League Baseball? May not be a bad idea, because I tell you what, everybody gets jazzed up. Everybody's team is heading to the World Series on day one of Major League Baseball season. So good stuff. Quick break. We'll be right back. He's here to join us. Jonathan Chapman, the Baptist Collegiate Ministry Director at East Tennessee State. We'll talk about the Lord a little bit and talk about what's going on over at East Tennessee State. I'll get his take on the men's Final Four basketball. We'll talk a little sports with my man, and we'll do that right after this. Show number 490 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here, with the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop. So it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
And we're back live again to the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are again inside Mortgage Investors Group here in North Johnson City. You see behind us, it is the Tennessee's number one independent mortgage lender. And again, they do great work. JeremyLivesey.com is the man. Again, 40 plus closings already, and this is not even a busy time. This is kind of the calm before the storm, but the storm's pretty busy right now. So point being, as you heard him say earlier in the show, it is a seller's market. So if you have a home you're getting ready to sell, contemplating to do that, then you want to get on the market and then let these folks match you up with the buyer. It's pretty cool. He even said he is so thorough that by the time you come in and get pre-qualified and then you go out and you spot a house, you say, hey, I like that one at 1234 Pine Street. How much is it? He said, if you get that house, here's what your payment's going to be. He can tell you over the phone. That's how thorough this guy is. That's why he's the number one lender in the Tri-Cities under the umbrella Mortgage Investors Group. So, and with good reason, does a great job. We always, and I forgot to do this at the start of the show, and I apologize, I always dedicate this show to the man who hung on the cross, unashamedly. As Phil Robertson said with Duck Dynasty, that show is going to go as far as God wanted it to go, and look what happened there. I'm not there yet, but this show is going to go as far as he wants it to go. And again, Jeremiah Clark rather told me to tell you that we've got 80 new page likes just this month. We're over 400 page likes. I don't know what that means. It sounds good. He just says, say it, and I said it. So 80 new page likes and over 400 now, and I guess that's a good thing. But anyway, here is the verse of the day. Actually, verse is out of the book of Isaiah, which is one of my favorite books. Isaiah 40:28-31 says, I am the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. Those who hope in me will renew their strength. I'm telling you, I told a guy this the other day, if you don't have the Lord in 2017, everything going on, it's going to get worse. The book says that. Those who hope in me will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary, and they will walk and not faint. So that's what it's all about. So we dedicate the show to the man who hung on the cross, and I had a couple of guys say, well, I don't know about that. I said, well, I know about that. So that's how it's going to roll. And then one other thing I want to plug, and we got my guest here, the old hair. We went and measured the other day, and we're about a half inch away. We're growing it for Pantene Beautiful Links, and so they'll cut the hair off and whip it into a wigs for folks with cancer going through either radiation or chemo. When I signed up for this gig, I didn't never dream my hair would take this long to grow at the appropriate length. So what I've learned is, becoming an old geezer, your hair slows down as far as growth. So anyway, that's what we're doing. We're doing it for it's through the hair product company called Pantene, which I'm sure you've heard, Pantene Beautiful Links. And so when it gets to the appropriate length, we're going to whack it off and give it so they can make, as we said, wigs for folks going through either chemo or radiation for cancer. So, and then we're going to turn around and start growing it again, because I like doing it. It's pretty cool. So, all right, taking care of some housekeeping chores. He's here. He's ready to go. As you see on the screen, Jonathan Clemens, the Baptist Collegiate Ministry Director at East Tennessee State University, is here with us. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's actually Chapman, but that's okay.
What did I say?
This is Clemens. That's okay.
You know who did that, don't you?
No.
Wow. Because I know a Jonathan Clemens, and so how embarrassing.
Is he a good guy? That's all that matters.
He's a fantastic guy. So I said Jonathan Chapman. I apologize. So let's just go ahead and take that one right off, and let's do this one here. And see there, I got it right there. So,
golden.
Let's leave it right there then.
You're a good man.
All right. So anyway, we're here live and talking about our friend and what he does at the BCM at East Tennessee State University. Are you a sports guy, by the way?
I'm a semi-sports guy. Yeah. I'm big in the Final Four right now, though. Go Gamecocks. I'm a Gamecock.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
South Carolina.
Sindarius Thornwell, man. He's good.
He's got his name down. Sindarius Thornwell. So the guys and the girls. How about that? There's got to be a stat out there somewhere. How many teams or how many colleges had both the guys and the girls team at the same time in the Final Four? Probably not very many. South Carolina's ladies play tonight. They take on Stanford, and the guys play tomorrow night, of course. And they've got North Carolina, don't they?
No, they're playing Gonzaga.
Playing Gonzaga.
Yeah.
And then Oregon takes on North Carolina tomorrow night for the men. So
I think Gonzaga will be our toughest match yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should be a great ball game. And are you from South Carolina?
I'm from South Carolina.
What part?
Yep. I was born in Birmingham, Alabama, but moved to Columbia, South Carolina when I was 4. Pretty much lived there most of my life. So. Yep, the hottest place on planet Earth.
Yes.
Columbia, South Carolina.
You're exactly right. Amen to that. Hit the bell. I came through one time and I thought, stop. I thought, what have I gotten myself into here? Great story. When I was doing the Citadel down in Charleston, went to a big banquet, and it was out on Kiowa Island, and all the big dogs of the Citadel were there. Anyway, long story short, I get up there to make a little rat-a-tat-tat, introduced me as the voice of the Bulldogs at that point back in 1990. And I started talking about Carolina in Chapel Hill. And
you get in trouble real quick.
You know where this is going. So I got done, and everybody clapped, and I sit down, and so the next guy up from the Citadel, who was the athletic director, Walton Adzak, said, let's make a correction. The only Carolina we worry about here is the one in Columbia. That is the real Carolina. And I'm going, ooh. So I thought,
in South Carolina, that is the real Carolina,
baby.
and we're the real USC too. Southern California ain't got nothing on it. I know they say they do, but our school's older than their state.
Ooh, I like it. So anyway, that was a quick lesson in life I learned. When you're in South Carolina, the Carolina they know down there ain't the Tar Heels, it would be the Gamecocks. So
that's the truth.
There you go. Good stuff. We're talking again to Jonathan Chapman. So tell me about the BCM. You got an event coming up next week, and kind of give a quick overview of what the Baptist Collegiate Ministry is all about.
I really appreciate the time, Tom, man. Well, we're a campus ministry at ETSU, and I think one of the biggest things is we take the gospel out to the lost students on campus. We disciple students, and then we mobilize leaders to reach the campus and to reach the world for Christ. So that's pretty much what we do in a nutshell. I think probably one of the biggest differences between us and other campus ministries is we're very, very local church centric. We push local church a lot. We like to get our students involved in local church, make sure they're members, and just make sure that they understand that we're a campus ministry. They're going to be with us for 4 years, but you can't be at the BCM forever. So we want to make sure they get plugged into a local church early on, and that they invest in that for lifetime. So it's a huge part of what we do. So.
Neat stuff. So tell me, on a given night when you guys have meetings, ballpark number of kids that attend?
We're hitting about 80. Hitting about 80 every week. On Tuesday nights is our worship night. And we do a dinner at 6 o'clock. We do worship at 7, and we usually have a time of fellowship. We'll either do something around the BCM, or we'll go out and do something somewhere in the neighborhood, or go bowling, movies, something like that. In fact, on the 11th, we've got a Central Baptist Church. We're going to be doing some underground night games, so that'll be pretty cool on Tuesday night after our worship time. That'll be an interesting time.
Underground night games.
Oh yeah, it's going to be fun.
Never heard of that before. That's
well,
cool.
you thought the church was just for worshiping, right?
Right. Underground night games. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're excited about it.
We'll have to find out more about that after the event. I don't want you to tell me now. We'll
have
don't want to let the cat out of the bag. But you've got an event coming up next week, a banquet of sorts. Tell me about that.
So we've got an Alumni and Friends fundraising banquet next week, April 6th, starting at 6 o'clock. And we're really excited about that. It's actually our first one we've ever tried to pull off. And so we're excited about it. We're definitely a lot of learning curve in planning the first one, and that probably goes for anything and everything. But we are really excited about it. We've got so many great churches in the area. Even the church you go to, Trinity Baptist, huge supporter of ours. We've got a lot of churches in the Holston Baptist Association, Sullivan Baptist Association, and the Watauga Association. And just between the pastors and the friends and our alumni, I think it's going to be a great event. I think we're going to have a really good turnout, and I'm excited about it.
Talking to Jonathan Chapman again. We're live here at Mortgage Investors Group in North Johnson City. Coming up, we're going to be talking, we're going to jump in and tell you about the street fights going on tomorrow, again, at Bristol Motor Speedway. The weather's going to be perfect. Rainy today. We'll get all the rain out of the way. It's going to be a great weekend, and so chance for you to take your vehicle up and get up and down the Bristol Dragway in Thunder Valley. Street fights, first one of the season, starts tomorrow. Also, we'll get you up to date with the high school baseball and softball. Also, we've got some more NASCAR news to tell you about. Some pro football news. My boys, it looks like going to be homeless. My team, the Raiders. Oakland doesn't want them. And I told you earlier in the week that's what's going to happen. They're going to have I don't know if it's a revolution, but they're going to have a smackdown where they don't want the Raiders there. Raiders said they're leaving, going to Las Vegas in a couple of years, and so as a result, the Oakland fan base says, we're not going to support you. We don't want you coming back here. You're leaving us, so we don't care. So now Mark Davis, and I've got it right here, he's got a contingency plan. Told you about it yesterday. Well, there's a new addendum to the contingency plan from yesterday with Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders. So we've got that coming up here in a few minutes as well. The BCM, so this is an outreach for the young people on the campus of East Tennessee State. I'm making the obvious assumption that they are receptive when given the opportunity to respond, right?
It's really good. I think one of the crazy things is, people think that there's a lot of opposition. Not everybody comes to Christ right on the spot, but most people are very receptive to us. And I think one of the biggest things at the BCM, one of the huge feedbacks that we get all the time is that we're just a big-time community, very welcoming, and people feel warm and welcome when they come to hang out with us or do an event with us or just see us on campus. So it's really exciting. And we are at ETSU, but we also have some Milligan students and some Northeast students that come as well. And so if anybody's in those campuses as well, we welcome everybody and anybody. So
is there a website?
Yes, etsusubcm.org.
etsusubcm.org. I got to write that down
because
there's no way I'll remember that. bcm.org.
Yes, correct.
What will we find when we get there on the website?
Oh, we've got tons of information there. Staff, leadership, things we do during the week, our kind of regular events, mission trips, evangelistic opportunities that we have. There's an alumni page, there's a donation page, so you can pretty much find just about anything and everything there.
Want to have him on a regular basis. Again, we got a rotator. He and Steve McCauley of FCA, and of course we had Dave Johnson on during the Elizabethan game last week talking about CBM and Camp Tapawingo. So there's lots of good things going on around here. We got Bancroft Bible Camp's going to come on in one of the future shows. So always interested and eager, if you will, to talk about the gospel. And so again, that's who this show is based upon and what it's all about. He is the backbone of the show, and so we get a chance to promote different facets of that particular part of our community. In this case, the BCM, we're going to do that. ETSUBCM.org. And last question, what's the coolest part of your job?
I don't know about the coolest, but I just love working with college students. I love working with young people. I think the best thing for me, I decided a long time ago that this was my calling. This is what I wanted to do in life. Been working with millennials for 20 years. And I love seeing the future generation be the generation now. You know, they're we hear all the time that they're the future leaders, but no, I think they're the leaders of today, and we start now and we kind of continue on, whether that's missions or business or leadership in military, whatever the case may be. I just love seeing students kind of take that next step and be mobilized to be leaders for Christ out in the community. So I'm excited about that.
And the way you reach them is not the same way you reach college students in the past. You have to go about it a whole different way, right?
It's a whole other ball game. It definitely is. Lot harder, but harder in a sense of more time consuming, and you just got to invest a little bit more. We have to take them a little further back. They don't have the base Bible knowledge that many of us grew up on, living in the South, and so you kind of got to back up a few steps and just teach them a little bit more. But the reality is, if you will take the investment and the time to do that, they will be much stronger believers in the long run, and they'll be able to disciple. I tell people all the time, I invest and I lead college students, but college students reach college students. I'm just trying to teach them how to reach their friends. So
there you go. And it's a one-on-one ministry. The Lord reached out to each disciple one-on-one. Went and talked to Matthew, went and talked to James, went and talked to one-on-one. That's how it worked, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's a one-on-one ministry. You get right down to it, it's a one-on-one personal decisions you got to make. And as we say here all the time, the only question that ever matters about what you're going to do with your life, not who you're marrying, these are all important. The job you have, you're going to go to college, your vocation, so on and so forth. But the number one and most important job question you have to answer, what are you going to do with the Lord? It's real simple. You're either going to reject Him, you're going to accept Him. And there's consequences going both ways. And so I, for one, it took me a while, but when I made the right choice, I'm a happy camper and I know where I'm going to be for eternity. So that's what you've got to, whether you want to hear that or not on this show today, that's exactly what it comes down to. We all have to answer that one question. What are we going to do with Jesus? You're either going to accept Him or reject Him. Well, this is a sports show. It is. But the basic core of this is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So
that's awesome.
Hey, I appreciate you coming by here, man.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate the time and appreciate all that you do just to invest in ministries, and it's great to be able to get some time on your show. Appreciate that.
Go Gamecocks.
Go Gamecocks. Please pull for them. This is the first time. This may not happen again in my life.
Sindarius Thornwell, the guy can play the game, but he's not the only one.
No, Justin Mackey, another good one. So
they
some great players.
And of course, Frank Martin. Look what this guy's done. He's taken
incredible.
He's taken. He should be coach of the year. I don't know if they've announced that yet, but this guy's taken a program completely 360. At one point, it wasn't that long ago, South Carolina men's basketball wouldn't say it was a laughing stock, but it was way down there in the SEC. It was.
I'll laugh.
Well, okay. There was a point back in the day on the schedule. It was a foregone conclusion. Oh, South Carolina, that's a W. I mean, and this is the way it was because they were down. But Frank Martin has really, obviously, rejuvenated the program, and so is the coach for the Lady Gamecocks. I'm not sure who that is, but South Carolina's women's basketball is pretty strong too. It's interesting in an SEC football conference how strong it was basketball with Florida, Kentucky, and South Carolina in the Elite Eight. So anyway, Jonathan Chapman, thank you, my friend. Come back anytime, all right?
I appreciate it, Tom. Thanks for having me, man.
Go
Gamecocks.
Go Gamecocks. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to jump in, talk some high school baseball and softball. Who played yesterday? Who won? Again, a lot of the teams out of town for spring break. I know, as we said earlier, Daniel Boone has had a heck of a run down in Myrtle Beach. And also day 2 of the Eastman Invitational Girls Softball Tournament in Kingsport picks back up today. We'll tell you all about that and more with our local sports next on show number 490 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
The deals are heating up for Truck Month at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. Over 300 new Chevys to choose from, all with incredible savings. $11,000 off MSRP on 16 Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. Check out the savings online at championjc.com. 16 Silverado Crew Cab, $33,685. 16 Track, $17,460. 16 Equinox, $21,615. 16 Traverse, $27,365. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Coming up, we're going to be having some more folks lined up and ready to go. We're going to be joined, as you can see here on the camera, David Strickland from the Tri-Cities Otters, also the head soccer coach at Science Hill. He joins us coming up next. And we'll take a quick break, come right back. As we said, squeeze in a few more sponsors. And then next, as promised, we're going to talk high school sports. That comes up next here, again, from Mortgage Investors Group in North Johnson City. You're watching and listening to show number 490 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
The The deals are heating up for Truck Month at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. Over 300 new Chevys to choose from, all with incredible savings. $11,000 off MSRP on 16 Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. Check out the savings online at championjc.com. 16 Silverado Crew Cab, $33,685. 16 Track, $17,460. 16 Equinox, $21,615. 16 Traverse, $27,365. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back live with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us live at Mortgage Investors Group. Again, see behind us, Tennessee's #1 independent mortgage lender, getting ready to buy a home. Again, right here it says conventional, FHA, VA, THDA, rural development, serving Tennessee since 1989 with over 70,000 closed transactions, over 40 already this year. You say, well, they're too busy for me. Oh, no. They're never too busy for you, and you want to be sure and go to Jeremy's website, Jeremy Livesey, LIVESEY.com, and let Jeremy make contact with him and get the ball rolling, get pre-qualified, and go out and get that either if you're downsizing or you need a bigger home or you need to move from point A to point B with inside the market, or you're moving out of the market, moving away, or you know someone who's moving in, some family members. For all those variables and more, the guy can help you, does a great job, and he's a class act. Again, JeremyLivesey.com. We'll get him back in a few minutes, talk about his team. It's not just him. He has a great team with Tina and all the other folks here on staff in the building that make it go for him. So it's not just, it's not just Jeremy Livesey, but he has a great team that makes it go, and so he's surrounded himself with some quality people, and we'll talk about that coming up when he gets back in here in a little while. Let's take a look again at some baseball and softball from yesterday. First off, baseball, Unicoi County defeating Sevier County 6-5. Dylan Putman and Nick Fender each had a pair of hits, and Shatton Peavy-House got his 3rd win of the season. Unicoi County 6-5 winners over Sevier County. Unaka beat Hancock County 12-1. The Rangers bouncing back from their first loss of the season, scoring runs in each of the 6 innings. Bryson Street had 2 hits, 3 RBIs. John Wesley Harden totaled 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Also, Street pitching on the mound tossed a three-hitter with 6 strikeouts. Unaka beat Hancock County 12-1. It was down in the, let's see, where did they go to play this? I guess down at the beach, or down south anyway. Carlisle defeated Crockett 12-2. Will Leonard and Ethan Berger each had an RBI, but again they lose. It's down in Florida. My apology. They're down in Florida in the tournament. Crockett fell to 6-7 as a result of that loss. University High takes 2 from Washburn as they get pitching performances from Jacob Hare and Brant Hare, and Carter Pollock had a total of 5 RBIs in the twin bill for University High. The Junior Bucks get a doubleheader sweep of Washburn 5-3 and 9-0. It was Pigeon Forge defeating Daniel Boone 9-1, and so the Trailblazers lose on the road in the spring break tournament that they're competing in the games out of the Tri-Cities. Providence, the Knights get a 11-8 win over Chucky Doak. John Trent drove in 3 runs on 2 hits and struck out 6, and 3 1/3 to get the win and the save for Providence. William Edwards started and got the win for the Knights. Also in baseball, in softball, you look at Daniel Boone finishing off a strong run by winning, how about that, the Grand Strand Classic title. Again, Jeremy Jenkins and the Lady Trailblazers defeat Carlisle 4-3. They beat Manchester 9-4 as they come back to the Tri-Cities 15-3. Daniel Boone's Lady Trailblazers winning the Grand Strand Classic softball tournament in North Myrtle Beach this weekend. So that's kind of cool. Get you some free seafood, or not free seafood, get some great seafood, and then win a softball tournament, bring it back to the Tri-Cities. So congratulations to Daniel Boone, and again a big win for them as they finish off and win, as we said, over both Carlisle 4-3. Megan Ackerman struck out 9 batters in 6 1/3. Savannah Russell finished up to earn the save. J.C. Jenkins, guess whose mom and daddy she belongs to? Yeah, how about Coach Jenkins and his lovely bride? J.C. and Ashley Starnes each went 2 for 3. Then Boone came right back and beat Manchester 9-4. And so Lexi McDowell added 3 hits and 2 RBIs, while again Megan Ackerman totaled 2 hits and 2 ribbies. And so Starnes went 4 for 4. How about that, Ashley Starnes? Trailblazers win it over Manchester 9-4. Iroquois County's Lady Blue Devils beat Murfreesboro Siegel 4-2. Hannah Bowen got the win of the circle. Neely Griffith led the way at the plate with 2 hits and 3 RBIs. Gate City's Lady Blue Devils defeat Iroquois County 8-4. And so Iroquois County wins one, turns around and loses to Gate City 8-4. And then finally, Sullivan East, Amber Turner hit a grand salami. How about that? Collie Wolf retired 12 of the 14 batters she faced as the Lady Patriots defeat Johnson County 9-5 in those ball games. Let's run them down for you again from yesterday. The baseball, all the baseball winners. It was Carlisle, Ohio defeating Crockett. Happy Valley beat Sullivan Central 3-2. North Green beat Cherokee 6-3. Talmadge, Ohio beat Sullivan North 11-0. Iroquois County 6, Sevier County 5, as we told you. University High took 2 from Washburn 5-3 and 9-0. At Volunteer, the Falcons beat Granger 10-7. In Charleston, South Carolina's spring break tournament, Dobbins Bennett defeats a team out of Ohio 4-1. And then in Southwest Virginia, J.I. Burton beat Ridgeview 11, and the Pioneers of Union in boys high school baseball from yesterday and last night. Today, Science Hill, after playing the longest baseball game in Northeast Tennessee history, went 16 innings of the day before losing to T.C. Roberson. They will return the favor tonight in Asheville, North Carolina. Should be an interesting game. And also Sullivan South plays William Blount and Madonna, Ohio, and 2 games tonight at the Daily Times Classic in Maryville, Tennessee. In softball, winners from yesterday. Cobb County beat Morristown West 3-2. We told you Daniel Boone takes the 2 at Myrtle Beach to win that tournament. In the Eastman tournament, Gate City beat Unicoi 8-4. Rye Cove over Dobbins Bennett 7-4. It was Elizabethton 2, Claiborne 1. The Lady Cyclones continue to move on and truck on for Coach Harden and the Lady Cyclones. It was Greenville defeating University High 9-6. Cherokee's Lady Chiefs defeat Science Hill in softball 8-2. Granger beat Rye Cove 7-6. Unaka over Cherokee 4-3. Siegel defeats Gate City 14-2. Greenbrier defeats Greenville 5-2. It was Morristown East Lady Hurricanes over Claiborne 9-0 in softball. Greenbrier beat University High 9-2. Elizabethton 2, Morristown East 1. Dobbins Bennett's Lady Indians over Granger 10-3. And Unaka defeats Science Hill in softball 6-4. The Eastman tournament picks back up today. Obviously in Kingsport, they've got games at 3, 4:30, 6, 7:30, and 9 o'clock today. So a busy time for softball in and around the area. Also in soccer last night, Farragut defeated Dobbins Bennett in boys soccer. The final there was 5-1. Let's take a look at what's going on in the NBA from last night. Your winners, Detroit Chicago, how about it? The Cleveland Cavaliers losing their third in a row. Rut-row. Bulls got them 99-93. Minnesota over the Lakers. Also the Clippers and the Portland Trailblazers all get wins in the NBA. Tonight, my boys, oh boy, they got Russell Westbrook tonight. Now, how do you stop? Jeremy's a big basketball guy. We're going to get him in here in a minute. How do you stop a guy that's got, 37 triple-doubles? He had 57 points the other night, the most ever in the history of the NBA for a triple-double. 57 points. How does this guy go off like this every game? I don't watch him. I don't get a chance to watch him, but surely to goodness there's a thing called boxing one. You just put somebody on this guy, and maybe they do that. He's just that good. You can't stop him. I don't know, but is he that good?
He's good.
He's that good. Jeremy says, Tom, let it go, buddy. He's that good. Got you. Oklahoma City's got my boys tonight, the San Antonio Spurs. Other games tonight, Denver at Charlotte. Pacers in Toronto. The Celtics hosting Orlando tonight. Philadelphia, Cleveland take on the Cavaliers, trying to snap that 3-game skid. Dallas and Memphis. The Pistons will be in Milwaukee. New York will play in Miami. Sacramento and New Orleans. Washington and Utah to battle the Jazz. And Golden State on the left coast against the Houston Rockets in a 10:30 tip-off tonight. Teams that have clinched that are in the East, Boston, Toronto, Washington, Cleveland are in. Talking about the playoffs coming up in a couple of weeks, I guess, 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. The NBA playoffs start in the Western Conference. My boys, the San Antonio Spurs, they can play. Of course, they got the clocks cleaned the other night, but that's all right. Houston, San Antonio, Utah, Oklahoma City, Golden State, and the Clippers are all in for a playoff spot. Some have clinched a division, and some have clinched a playoff spot, but they are going to be moving on into the next round of the NBA playoffs. And then finally, on the national scope, last night of the ice, the National Hockey League, it was Toronto in Nashville skating past the Predators 3-1. Maple Leafs win that one. Carolina in overtime over Columbus 2-1. Philadelphia skates past the Islanders, doubled them up 6-3. Montreal 6, Florida 2. Boston, the Bruins shut out Dallas 2-0. It was Tampa Bay 5, Detroit 3. Winnipeg in overtime skating past Anaheim 4-3. Minnesota 5 and Ottawa 1. And Edmonton skates past San Jose in the National Hockey League, as they too are winding down the regular season and the Stanley Cup playoffs starting very soon. Can the Pittsburgh Penguins defend their Stanley Cup crown? We'll see, because it starts soon. In fact, they skate tonight in New York against the Rangers. New Jersey skates in New York tonight against the Islanders. Blackhawks hosting Columbus. It's going to be a great matchup tonight. San Jose skates at Calgary. The St. Louis Blues, I love saying that, at Colorado against the Avalanche. Los Angeles, my other favorite team, the Vancouver Canucks. I love it. When I grow up, I want to be a Canuck. They're skating tonight against the Kings. It's pitiful. And Washington, the Capitals tonight in Arizona, skating there. The Predators, they skate tomorrow afternoon in Nashville against the Minnesota Wild. So that's their next assignment on the ice for the National Hockey League. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll get Jeremy Livesey in here again. He is the #1 salesperson in the Tri-Cities Group for Mortgage Investors Group. And we want him to talk about his great team. He does a phenomenal job, but he has help, obviously. He couldn't do it by himself, and we'll talk about his team. As, again, Tennessee's #1 independent mortgage lender, the good folks at Mortgage Investors Group. Also, coming up later in the show, we'll be joined by David Strickland, the head soccer coach at Science Hill, and the head coach of the Tri-Cities Otters, the professional soccer team. So he's going to join us coming up before we get out of here, as we're live at Mortgage Investors Group. Monday we'll be at Bristol Motor Speedway in the lobby of the Bruton Smith building. Tuesday, can't remember where I'm going to be Tuesday. I don't have it in front of me. Wednesday we'll be at Chick-fil-A. Thursday, Champion Chevrolet. Next Friday, back out on the road at a local food city. But today, we have Mortgage Investors Group in North Johnson City. Love coming over here. This is a cool place. Mortgage Investors Group, the Tennessee's #1 independent mortgage lender, and of course our good friend Jeremy Livesey at jeremylivesey.com. We'll take a break. I'll be right back with more on show number 490 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
We're back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show live. We are here, and he's with us, of course, the man that makes it go. You see on the screen Jeremy Livesey from Mortgage Investors Group. We'll be joined by Drew Bedard coming up Bristol Motor Speedway in just a few minutes, and also David Strickland, the Tri-City Otters. So here's the beauty about no longer being on the radio is what I wanted to say. We can stay to 140 if we need to stay. I mean, we won't, but point being, we don't have to stop right at the top of the hour because we don't. We are on Facebook Live, and we are here for the duration that we get everything accomplished. And so we love coming over here to Mortgage Investors Group again, as you see in the backdrop. Tennessee's #1 independent mortgage lender, Jeremy Livesey, 48
yeah,
today.
3 more this afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah.
3 more closings. So step me through the process. You have a great team.
Yes.
Again, JeremyLivesey.com. So he's at the point, but there's a lot of folks behind the scenes.
Oh yeah,
helping. So who's your team members?
Team members. We got Brittany Kasem, who is she's transaction coordinator. She's assistant. She also is licensed, so she can take loan apps as well. And then we have Tina Bowers and Amanda Harwood, who are our processors. And then our closers are in Knoxville. So it's not just one person. There's about 6 or 7 people involved on everything, and then we have a slew of underwriters and everything in Knoxville. So it's a team effort.
Here you go.
Yeah.
And 3 out of 10. What was the stat you used earlier in the show? 3 out of 10 come your way.
Yeah, for this area for VA.
For VA.
We do 30% of the market right here. So, and actually, just during our break, I just did a pre-qual for a VA, and now we're going to do his loan.
So while he was gone, and we were talking to other folks on the show, he takes the phone call and pre-qualifies him over the phone, right?
Yep, he took care of it. He's going to be finding a house here next month or so.
There you go.
Yep.
It's just that easy. JeremyLivesey.com. Again, our show brought to you by Grenade. I'm supposed to get you something too, right? Before I get out of here, a pineapple, and take a poll around the office and see what everybody else wants. And
okay.
I'm a traveling Grenade guy now. I've got my trunk full of samples, and of course you can buy them at Food City, but when you get them free, when I hand them to you, you can't beat that. And so they're at room temperature now, but if you take them home and put them in the fridge or ice them down, it's good stuff. Again, the vitamin infused energy drink Grenade that will be, as of Monday, will be called Grip. They're changing the name, GRIPP, still with the Grenade concept, which I think is a really cool marketing ploy. And so we will be officially still with Grip. They're our title sponsor of the show, and we're going to have Al on the show next week, the guy that does the marketing. We're talking to Jeremy Livesey. So again, Mortgage Investors Group. You said earlier in the show it is a seller's market. So if folks out there that want to sell their home, obviously get in touch with a real estate agent and get it
the best
on the
time
market,
to do
right?
it. Yep. Right now, I mean, we're seeing a lot of people. I just had a call the other day. They were looking for houses, and they kind of negotiated back and forth between two, and during that time, they lost the house. So, you know, you got to jump on it. So if it's pretty much right on anything under 200,000 is going quick. So.
Geographically, is there any area that's more prevalent? Is more Johnson City, more Kingsport?
Seem to be pretty across the board right now. A lot of people like to live in the county for some reason. I guess it's just taxes and stuff like that. And we have a lot of people moving out towards Mount Carmel and Churchill.
So again, Churchill, Mount Carmel, and Hawkins County, and then of course, always anytime you get out in the country per se, it's always good. And so you also help folks with mini farms and acreage and those type of things too.
Oh
right?
yeah, so we do a lot of. We have some different loan programs for everything. Yes, and we do. The only thing we don't do out of this office is new constructions, but we do refinance them once they're done, and we have some banking partners that we deal with that will actually do the financing, and then we do the refinance after they're built.
So again, if someone's moving in here, and of course you're getting ready to get into the transition season, school's out, folks moving in, some folks get transferred moving out, but if they're coming in this way, you can help them, even if they're out of state right now, you can help with the process as we speak, right?
Yeah, I actually have a couple moving here from Utah that I'm working with right now that they're transferring jobs and looking for a house, so we've already set them up with the realtor, and they've found the house, and now we're doing just waiting on them to get a contract.
Jeremy Livesey, or Livesey, Livesay, JeremyLivesey.com. Check it out. So he's already pre-qualified someone over the phone since we've been here today. So that's how it works. And again, 48 closings so far in 2017. As he said earlier in the show, not even hit the busy season yet. So it's just getting ready to get cranked up. But and don't think, gosh, he's done 48. There's no room for us, because you'll have room for other people too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, just for instance, in June of last year, we did almost 42 closings in 1 month. So, I mean, it can be done. So, it's not a big deal.
So, don't ever think, well, gosh, he's doing really good, but he's too busy for me.
No.
No. That's why he has the team.
Exactly.
So, and they do a great job. Of course, he kind of delegates and says, here's what we need. And all the team members know their roles, and they just, as the old boy says, get her done. So, all right, NBA, Russell Westbrook. This guy is the deal.
He is.
He and James Harden, but in particular Westbrook has got, 37 triple-doubles so far. The other night he had the most points ever in a triple-double. He scored 57. My question is, a guy that likes to play defense, how come they can't stop this guy? He's a one-man wrecking crew, and you would think some of these NBA coaches, and maybe they have this, can't stop him. I haven't seen him play. Is he that good?
He's quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has unlimited amount of energy. So he, if you notice his stats, actually, he gets most of his scoring in the fourth quarter when everybody's tired. And but he's a machine.
Like an Energizer Bunny, everybody else slows down. He just keeps on going.
Oh yeah,
so.
he's fantastic.
Wow. So Russell Westbrook again. He's got my Spurs tonight in Oklahoma City. You go back and look who once was on the roster. You had James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Russell Westbrook. If they were all there still, what a team!
They would be awesome.
Yeah. So, and I've heard that Billy Donovan had been courted by some of the college coaches, and he said no, he's going to stay put at Oklahoma City. But right now, if you take a look at the NBA, who's your hottest team right now?
Well, it looks like Golden State is right now. They had the they rested their players 2 weeks ago, and they've gone on a 9-game winning streak now. So, so if they're the people who are against resting their players, they probably should see what the Golden State Warriors are doing. And then you look at the Cavaliers, and they can't win a game now, so yeah, we'll see how the Eastern Conference looks. Hopefully they'll pull it out, but it looks like Boston may give them a run for their money.
So, $100,000 question.
Sure.
Can my Spurs win it?
No.
Okay. We appreciate Jeremy being with us. No.
I think if Durant comes back next week, I think the Spurs are they'll give them a run for their money, but the Spurs, it's hard to beat a team of all-stars. So
7-game series.
Yeah.
They may win 1 or 2. I just don't see the Spurs got the horses. And
they'll make it to the Western Conference Finals. I'll give them that.
If they had Duncan, but if, what's the old saying? If and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
Exactly.
So Duncan's gone. We got to keep on.
Yeah, and Kawhi Leonard can't do it all himself.
No, they don't have the horses. And Parker's getting old, and Ginobili's getting old. So anyway, so the team to beat, can the Cavaliers repeat?
I think so. They seem to turn it up in the playoffs, so they'll have all their players back. So hurt them losing a couple big guys, but once you get to the playoffs, it's a different world. So.
NBA draft coming up. A couple of guys, one of those being Jason Tatum out of Duke, a freshman, says, I'm going to forego my college eligibility and go pro. You for that or against that? And can a freshman walk in and be an impact player in the NBA?
In the NBA, yes. They can start out. I mean, look at Anthony Davis and a few other guys. They've pulled it off. They can do it a lot easier in basketball than they can in football.
There you go.
And they're going to pay you to play, let them do it.
Pay to play, let them go. Turn them loose. Let them ponies run.
Yeah.
All right, we'll come back here in just a few minutes. We'll take a break. We're going to be joined by Drew Bedard from Bristol Motor Speedway. And then we're also going to be joined by David Strickland of the Tri-Cities Otters, and we move on here. Also, we got 3 coaching changes in Sullivan County. A couple of a basketball coach and a volleyball coach and a soccer coach change at the high schools. We'll tell you who those folks are next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
And we're back again live at Mortgage Investors Group. Again, we are here at the number one, as we've told you, Tennessee's number one independent mortgage lender. Going to be joined by our buddy David Strickland, the head coach of the Tri-Cities Otters, the professional soccer team. He's going to join us coming up here momentarily. But let's go to the phone. He's there, our buddy Drew Bedard from Bristol Motor Speedway. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Great, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for checking in with us. And got to get your take real quick. We're going to talk about tickets and what's going on at Bristol Motor Speedway. Today's the last day, but hey, coming up tomorrow night, March Madness, South Carolina Gonzaga, North Carolina Oregon. Who do you like?
Gonzaga, North Carolina. And, of course, I don't know if you've seen the press release at this point, but they'll have a colossal treat right above them is that the 4 screens that make up Colossus TV at Bristol Motor Speedway, well, they've been packaged up nicely and moved out to Phoenix for a couple of days for the Final Four, and part of the Megatron that people will see above the floor for the Final Four games is part of that is Colossus TV. So pretty cool.
Bristol Motor Speedway is everywhere, and so now we're even going to be part
We're
of the
everywhere,
Final Four.
Tom.
You got it, because it's Bristol, baby. You know.
That's right, man.
It's Bristol, baby.
We bring Bristol everywhere.
You got it. So we got Drew Bedard again, the Senior Director of Brand Management of Bristol Motor Speedway. We'll be there broadcasting live again in the lobby on Monday. Can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Drew, if you want tickets for the March price, obviously you look at the calendar. Today's the last day to get those March price tickets. Tell me about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Race month pricing, obviously, race month starts tomorrow with April 1st, and so this is the last day to save a few bucks on tickets. Now, the kids' tickets will stay the same, so it's a great everyday low price for the 25th anniversary of the Food City 500 at just $10 for kids. But the adult prices all rise today, adult prices plus weekend prices. So if you were thinking about going to the race and you're right on the fence, today's a great day to buy, save some money. But again, for Sunday, for Saturday as well, for the Fitzgerald Glider Kits 300, and of course the Zombie Auto 125, which is going to be the K&N Series race, which is going to be actually a cool part of the weekend. Some of the K&N Series race drivers are going to be also driving in the May Short Track U.S. Nationals at our facility, which is going to be the biggest late model race in the world. That's coming up in May, and I'm not just being hyperbolic. That it is the biggest. We're going to have over 500 race cars, 1,000 laps of racing in May. So, man, if you haven't gotten tickets to that, they're pretty inexpensive. Or if you want to watch it on pay-per-view, I know you've got Facebook Live going out all over the country and all over the world. If anybody wants to watch that race, watch some good old short track racing at Bristol in May, you can do it over pay-per-view as well. But getting back to the NASCAR race weekend, Sunday, Saturday, of course, and then you got Friday, Bush's Beans Pole Day. But all the prices are rising tomorrow, so we try to give everybody a break. If you want to get it at the early bird price, you can do that today. So we encourage everybody, our ticket office, our customer service specialists, everybody standing by, 423 Bristol locally or 866-415-4158 from anywhere toll free. Give us a call, check it out, and we'll get you hooked up with some great seats.
Dr. Drew Bedard, of course, I had a stat with Pat Patterson on earlier in the show from Performance Racing Network. He was live in Martinsville, by the way, and we were talking about the youth movement. It's an interesting story because you look at the young bucks, if you will, of NASCAR, and right now, if the playoffs started today, which I thought this was a very interesting stat, if the playoffs started today, or the chase, if you will, you have 6 drivers under the age of 27. Kyle Larson, 24. Chase Elliott, 21. Joey Logano, 26. Ryan Blaney's 23 years old. Eric Jones, 20. And Trevor Bayne out of Knoxville, 26. So the old guard is there, but obviously, Drew, the new guard is coming on and making a big splash right now this early in the season.
Yeah, and our research is showing that all of those drivers are starting to climb up the charts as far as popularity, especially Chase Elliott, which we already knew because he was runner-up for the most popular driver last year. But, man, that is such a good thing for the sport to have a youth movement that's exciting and energetic and fun, too. I mean, like, these guys, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, those guys got great personalities. So does Chase and all these other guys, and Kyle Larson's just tearing it up. Kevin Harvick, I think, said he's, one of the best young drivers he's seen in a long time, maybe as good as Jeff Gordon was in his early days. And, I mean, so you're seeing some incredible talent. These guys, again, good personalities, social media savvy. So all good things for NASCAR right now. And with the stages, maybe that's helping to make it a little bit more youth-friendly so that it cut it up a little bit and again, with everything that's going on with social media, with Facebook Live, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, these guys are all out there. Austin Dillon, you go with Dillon Brothers, just go down the list, and you got a great youth movement in NASCAR.
Also, the parity. I mean, you look at the first 5 races, you got 5 different winners. You got Kurt Busch at Daytona, Keselowski in Atlanta, Truex in Vegas, Ryan Newman in Phoenix, and last week Kyle Larson in California. So all that adds up to another great weekend of racing in Martinsville. But, of course, we're focusing on the 3 weeks out, the world's fastest half mile. And Drew, before I let you go, let's brag again on the great sponsor that we have, 25th anniversary of Food City and the Food City 500, which is really unprecedented. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, to think about it, it's the second longest running sponsorship in NASCAR, and it's right here in our backyard. And of course, I know they're great sponsors of yours as well. But we love everybody at Food City. They're not only partners, but they're family. And the other great thing about tickets is we launched this new program this year that you can buy tickets in Food Cities right there at the front office register. You can go and ask about it. $50 adult tickets, which will continue all the way until April 17th. So you can still get those tickets April 17th, April 18th, the first couple days in race week. $50 adult tickets, $10 kids tickets. It's a great deal. But overall, the partnership, I mean, we're going to roll out the red carpet for our friends at Food City on race weekend. I can't wait till everybody's in the grandstands to see it, because they deserve it. I mean, they deserve the pat on the back, and we're going to give them a big hug on race weekend and say thank you for all that they've done for us and for our entire staff and team and for the sport of NASCAR. I know when Mike Helton was in town at our season preview event, he went on, and he was right. And he's a guy who grew up in this area, and he knows what Jack Smith and Steve Smith and their family have meant to not only our facility, the sport of NASCAR, but to this entire region. So we love them. We couldn't be more appreciative of their support, and we're ready to roll out the red carpet on race weekend.
You got it. Last thing before I let you go, we want to pay tribute to the folks at BMS, because you're helping some folks that went through those devastating Gatlinburg wildfires, and Bristol Motor Speedway stepping up again to put some smiles on those folks' faces. Tell me about that.
Yeah, and that's in partnership with Food City as well, who just always is the leading example of a big heart for this region, and we were able to create a great partnership with the Dollywood Foundation, the My People Fund that Dolly and her people put together. And what we did, we went down just this week, and we were able to give away some tickets to the Food City 500 to those families affected by those fires. We know for everybody in Northeast Tennessee and in Tennessee in general and all around the country, it broke everybody's heart to see what happened down there, and we just thought this was something that we could do to really show them a fun day. And I know for our folks and our team members that got to go down there, they said it was one of the best experiences of their entire lives, and the hugs and smiles and the tears that they saw of being able to give a gift to the people who have gone through so much. It's phenomenal, and we can't wait for them to be here at the race, and it was the least that we could do. Now it's up to us. Now we could give them tickets and hopefully give them a great time. And when they show up at the race weekend, we hope that we wow them like we try to do with all of our events. And again, try to bring a smile to a time that may be tumultuous for them. And hopefully that's what we can accomplish.
Once again, Bristol Motor Speedway using the mantra of the late Jeff Bird, exceeding expectations. They did it again. Tickets, 423-BRISTOL, 1-800-792-0626, or go to bristoltix.com, or if you're in the Bristol area, stop by the Bruton Smith the ticket office here in the lobby of the Bruton Smith building, and get your tickets today. As Drew said, the last day for the March ticket prices before the prices go up tomorrow, because it becomes race month. Hey, I'll see you up there Monday. Looking forward to hanging out at BMS on Monday with the Tom Taylor Sports Show, all right?
Yep, looking forward to seeing you. Have a great weekend, Tom.
Yep, good man right there, our buddy Drew Bedard. Appreciate him very, very much. Again, being with us here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. As we are live again, as we said, we're here at Mortgage Investors Group. Again, the Tennessee's #1 independent mortgage lender. Hey, how about a big congratulations to our weekly winner? And last week it was Deanna Jilton from Johnson City. Week before was Jennifer Carr from Elizabethton. And look on screen today, this week our winner, one of the guys won. Jimmy Conkin wins tickets, a family 4-pack to Bristol Motor Speedway. How in the world do you get signed up? Because we'll give away another 4-pack next Friday. You can see it right there on the screen, TomTaylorSports.com. /contest. There it is. You'll get tickets to the Xfinity Series Fitzgerald Glider Kits 300 and also the Auto Zombie 125. And again, that'll be coming up again Saturday, April 22nd, obviously 3 weeks from tomorrow. And so all you do, you can see on the screen, go to TomTaylorSports.com /contest. And again, this week's winner, Jimmy Conkin, is our winner. So congratulations to Jimmy. He qualified earlier in the contest and got himself a family 4-pack of tickets to the world's fastest half mile coming up again 3 weeks from tomorrow. We'll give away another family 4-pack coming up next Friday as well. We'll take a quick break, come right back. We'll see if my man David Strickland's here, the Tri-Cities Otters, talking a little soccer. We'll find out. If not, we'll keep on trucking, and we'll do that right after you hear this. We're live at Mortgage Investors Group in Johnson City, show number 490 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at FCA.org.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back live with the Tom Taylor Sports Show, show number 490, with you for a couple of more minutes here, and David Strickland's on his way in. He had commerce to deal with. I understand it. A client came into his office. I totally get that. Business comes first, so we'll wait him here for a few minutes with him, and it'll be worth the wait. Get him on and let him talk about the Tri-City Otters professional soccer team. Let's see. I want to say hello to some folks out there that are dialed into us all over the place. How about my good friend up in Huntington, West Virginia, Big Aaron Ferguson? Love that guy. Hello, Aaron. Corey Martin, Ashley Powers down in Georgia. Let's see, Teresa Livesey, Cress Van Dyke. Going to have Cress on next week as they get ready to go racing tonight. Weather permitting at Kingsport Speedway. They got a full slate of racing coming up tonight, and so hopefully they'll get that in. As, let's see, tonight it will be late model, modified street, pure fours, mod fours, and 6 cylinders. So anyway, Aaron Ferguson, Corey Martin, Teresa Livesey, Cress Van Dyke, Joel Ragsdale, my buddy Joel, Jeff Sadler up in Huntington, West Virginia. Hello, Jeff. Thank you for watching. Colin Brooks here, writes for the News and Neighbor, did a great article on the news superintendent. That would be Dr. Steve Barnett from Town Acres. Good job, Colin. Read his article, and so he's watching. Thank you very much. Let's see. We got some other folks that are tuned into the show. Let's see who we got. I'm going to hit this real quick. I'm curious. The curiosity's killing me here to see who else on the show, watching the show. Boggs Diamond, Phil Vidita, Robbie Turbeville, Bill Patrick. Let's see. So anyway, wanted to watch it, and we did, and so looks like David said he is going to be tied up and can't get to us today, so because he will had some folks dropped in his office, and of course he sells insurance, and he said I couldn't leave, and I totally get that. At Sullivan North, let's run down some of the new coaching changes that have been approved, and we'll get Jeremy Livesey in here one more time before we skedaddle. At Sullivan North, Travis Kane named the new head basketball coach. Jay Gregory had to take a leave of absence, or actually step away, not a leave of absence, but had to step away because of health concerns. Hope Coach Gregory gets to feeling better. And so Travis Kane, the new boys basketball coach at Sullivan North. Mary Beth Grizzle taking over the Lady Raiders volleyball program. And then at Sullivan Central, Emily Robinette elevated the head girls soccer coach a couple of weeks ago. So 3 new coaching changes in Sullivan County. At Sullivan North, Travis Kane, the new boys basketball coach. Mary Beth Grizzle, the new volleyball coach. And again, Emily Robinette, the new soccer coach at Sullivan Central. So, but again, David Strickland said he can't get here today because duty calls, and I totally get that. I understand, and so his job comes first. He had some clients come in. So before we get Jeremy in here, I want to tell you 2 events we've talked about all week long. Coming up tomorrow, the Deer Slayer Obstacle Course here in Johnson City. Starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. You're going to be, as Frank suggested, carrying buckets of rock up a hill, climbing 8 and 9 foot walls, running through mud. It's the Deer Slayer Obstacle Course tomorrow. It'll be at 8 o'clock in the morning at Wing Deer Park. And, of course, the kids ages 7 to 14, over 70 youngsters going to be running their own type of course. That's called the Deer Slayer Junior. And then from ages 15 and up will be running that course and doing that particular race starting at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, everything at Wing Deer Park. And then tomorrow, which is really cool, as we've showed you and we'll show you again on the camera, vintage baseball. Is that right there? Yep, vintage baseball as it was back in 1864. Again, the Tennessee Association of Vintage Baseball coming to Rocky Mount and Piney Flats. Tomorrow it'll be the Knoxville Holstons taking on the Emmett Machinists out of Knoxville. They look and play the game as it was back in 1864. Free admission. Again, the backstop is a bunch of hay bales. They don't wear gloves because it didn't back in 1864. They use a different kind of bat. A lot of the guys wear suspenders, and it's a traveling team. In fact, they've got teams, as I told you yesterday when we had him on the show, they got teams in Nashville, Franklin, Brentwood, Knoxville, Chattanooga. They're trying to get a team started here in Northeast Tennessee, but this is vintage baseball. It's free admission. Last year, this is the second year. They came through last year the very first time, had over 300 folks. Tomorrow, the weather's supposed to be perfect for this event, and so it'll be at Rocky Mount State Historic Site in Piney Flats. Starts at 12 o'clock. Bring a camera, bring a lawn chair. Everything's free, and so stop by there and enjoy some baseball as it was back in 1864. Again, it's the Tennessee Association of, there again on the screen, vintage baseball, which is pretty cool. I'm going to try and catch up myself a little bit tomorrow. Part history, part sport. All 1864 baseball. It is free tomorrow. Again, at Rocky Mount and Piney Flats here in the Tri-Cities. So lots going on. Before we get Jeremy back in here, don't forget it also tomorrow. Lots of things happening. Street Fight starts tomorrow. Gates open at noon. Racing starts at 1 o'clock. The event starts at 5. It's called Perfect Light Day, 100 mile per hour club. Again, it's Street Fights at Bristol Dragway. Take your vehicle right off the road, whatever you're driving. It could be a Camry, it could be a Volvo, it could be a Dodge, it could be a Chevy. Whatever you drive every day, you go up there and race against other folks. Pretty cool stuff. Street Fight's the very first one of the season. It'll be coming up tomorrow at Bristol Dragway. And again, gates open at noon. Racing starts at 1 o'clock. And so if you're interested, you can go to the website, bristoldragway.com, find out more. But Street Fights is there tomorrow. So somebody asked me the other day, he said, do you ever run out of things to talk about in the Tri-Cities? I said, no. I mean, look here. We got a golf tournament we're talking about here in a few minutes at Cattails tomorrow. We got the vintage baseball game at Rocky Mount. We got Street Fights at Bristol Dragway. We've got the obstacle course at Wing Deer Park tomorrow. That's 4 events, and there's a whole lot more. Plus what all's going on in the national sports scene. Major League Baseball starts their season's opening day on Sunday and Monday. So no, there's never a shortage of things to talk about here on this show in the Tri-Cities. Kingsport Speedway racing tonight, again with a full docket, and we'll have Bill Patrick back on next week, and Chris Van Dyke, one of the drivers, because he is sponsored by these folks right here, Grenade. I never do this right. There it is. Get it up close. Too close. It's pitiful. The vitamin infused energy drink, Grenade. Check it out. They're available at all food cities. You have lemon lime, pink grapefruit, root beer, pineapple. Thank you, which is what he wants. Jeremy said, before you leave here, I'm getting a pineapple. I said, I'm bringing in pineapple and lemon lime and pink grapefruit and root beer for all the folks. White grape's going back into production this week, so that's one that's been very, very popular and it's been out of production. They're going back in this week to refire the white grape line of the vitamin-infused energy drink known as Grenade. All right, we'll take a quick break, come right back. We'll come back and finish it up with the guy who got it started, the young man who is one of our great sponsors here on the show. And he was here to get it going. He's going to come back to wrap it up. Our buddy Jeremy Livesey, he joins us coming up next year as we wind this thing down. Our 490th show right after this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
The deals are heating up for Truck Month at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. Over 300 new Chevys to choose from, all with incredible savings. $11,000 off MSRP on 16 Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. Check out the savings online at championjc.com. 16 Silverado Crew Cab, $33,685. 16 Track, $17,460. 16 Equinox, $21,615. 16 Traverse, $27,365. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how they do that?
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed. one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
We're back live again at Mortgage Investors Group. One more time, I'm going to get him in here because he's worth getting in there. He's Jeremy Livesey, jeremylivesey.com. And so, again, 48 closings. We want to say thanks letting us come over and hang out on the show and bring the show here. It's
anytime.
I love it. I'm telling you, it's so cool to come in here. And Julie, as soon as I walk in, I got a bottle of water waiting on me. And Tina and the folks, they do a phenomenal job. And, again, for folks out there who may not know, you see it behind us, Mortgage Investors Group, I guess. Tell us what you're all about. Somebody out there going, who is this and what is this? And I guess that'd be a good way to wrap the show up.
We've been in business since 1989. I've been here for 15 years. So not many people until the whole Facebook crowd came in. We didn't advertise that much. It was all word of mouth. But for the last 6-7 years, we have just blown up. So we're taking advantage of the social media, just like you are.
Yep.
So
people say it's the future. It's not the future. It's here.
Yeah, it is. I think we get a lot of online leads, and just last night I got 3 or 4 new ones last night just online. So, wow. And I said we're doing a lot of advertising on social media, and it works.
Of course, he's one of our sponsors, and we certainly appreciate him being with us. JeremyLivesey.com, and again, a Mortgage Investors Group. Another facet of the population you work with are folks who've gone through a divorce. A lot of times, if it's a lady that's a widow or a divorcee or a divorced person that needs some help, and maybe husband took care of everything and don't really know what to do, and suddenly they're out on their own and they got to find a place, and you help those two, don't you?
Yeah, and a lot of times if you know you're having some issues, we like to get you in here as soon as possible because it can, depending on how your financial situation is, we don't want it affecting your credit. So we try to, get it started, at least get the credit side taken care of. Met a lady yesterday. She went through a divorce, and we've been coaching her for the last, 6 or 7 months. Got her credit back where she needs to be, and she's refinancing her house, and she's moving on. So happy lady.
And when they leave happy, then he's happy. So.
Absolutely.
And I want to say, as soon as you walk in, the gatekeeper, the greeter is Julie, who does a great job, always smiling. She was going to sing today, but she's a little bit under the weather. She said maybe next time she would come in and sing.
She's going to do Star Spangled Banner, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, she may pick a shorter song.
you make me snort. Yeah. Oh, she's hilarious. So she came in about 2 minutes for airtime. She said, I'm not going to be able to sing today. I'm just a little bit under the weather.
We'll make it part of our job description.
Yeah. And we'll let her make it up next time we come in here. One more time, again, you guys and some folks are putting together a golf tournament tomorrow to help out, which is phenomenal at Cattails in Meadowview and Kingsport. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's just we're my friend Worley, he passed away. It's just a memorial tournament for him, and we've done tournaments over the years to raise the money for usually the American Cancer Society and different charities that we do, and it's just a bunch of us guys who went to high school together, and it's grown pretty rapidly over the last couple of years. And this year we got, I think I talked to a few guys this morning, we're up to about almost 80 players this year, and but it's at Cattails right now, and we're gonna see how it goes.
There you go.
Raise some money.
Starts at what time tomorrow?
9 a.m.
JeremyLivesey.com is what you want to find out about Mortgage Investors Group. And if you want to go out and play golf tomorrow, again, the rain's supposed to clear out and be a beautiful, dry, warm weekend, and then more rain coming the first of the week. But hey, it's going to be a great day tomorrow to play golf for a great cause, obviously.
And even if they can't make it, we're doing Facebook Live tomorrow from the tournament, so they can actually make donations online. So
yep, there you go.
If you can't make it.
Speaking of Facebook Live, again, before we get out of here, let me show you our next broadcast again on screen, because we've got one coming up, and that would be right there, the Happy Valley Warriors and Elizabethton coming up on Tuesday. Game starts at 7. Our sponsor is Carter County Bank, and so we'll be there ready to go. We've had over 1,000 views each of the first 3 ball games we've done, so we're very excited about that, and so we'll be ready to go again on Tuesday from O'Brien Field in Elizabethton, and we appreciate Elizabethton coming to us saying, hey, we call some of our games for us, and going to be doing some Lady Cyclone softball coming up in April, and who knows where it goes from there. We'll just wait and see what happens. Maybe we'll be doing Cyclone football in the fall. One never knows. Before we get out of here, again, our winner today, Jimmy Conkin won. He won a 4-pack of tickets to the Saturday races. All you got to do is go to TomTaylorSports.com. Again, we give it away every Friday, and we got a couple of more Fridays to give them away, of course. The Fitzgerald Glider Kits 300, also the Auto Zombie 125. Just go right there to TomTaylorSports.com/contest, and there we be. And so we're very excited about that. And so that's, again, our winner one more time. Last week, Deanna Jilton won. The week before that was Jennifer Carr of Elizabeth, and Deanna Jilton, who's a realtor here in town. She won last week, and then today we pulled the name of Jimmy Conkin. I think Jimmy lives in Fall Branch. I don't have that in front of me, but I think he does. But wherever he's at, he knows who he is and where he lives. So he has won, and congratulations to him. My man, Jeremiah Clark, thank you, my friend, for doing another super job. You and Michael Smith, thank you from AppalachianDigital.com. And Jeremy Livesey, again, wrap it up again one more time. We say thanks for letting us come over and hang with you.
No, anytime. This room's all for you, man.
It's Tom's room.
Yes.
How about that? It's my little living space here. It really is a cool place, and it's neat, and big conference room in here where we sit up, and we appreciate those folks very much. Do want to say thanks to Jeremy again, JeremyLivesey.com. Also, our guest today, Pat Patterson, joined us live from Martinsville, getting ready for racing this weekend for the STP 500. Can my man Kyle Busch win it again this week? We'll see. Who's your driver, by the way?
Well, I like Junior, which I guess everybody does. All my drivers are. I mean, I like Tony Stewart. He retired. I like Carl Edwards. He retired. So basically,
get him a new one.
Yeah, I need to find somebody, but I enjoy watching Kyle Busch get beat up in the pits and all that. It's fun to watch.
That means you don't like him. You do like him.
I don't like him.
You don't like him.
He gets on my nerves.
That's great. 2 strikes against him. So he got me a while ago.
You got him on the Spurs, yeah.
Now he got me on the Spurs. Now he slammed my driver. So if he says something bad about the Raiders, we'll turn the camera.
No, Raiders are good. They're going to Vegas.
Okay. Yeah. We may turn the camera off and settle things here, but no, we appreciate him. Pat Patterson did join us from Martinsville. Also, Jonathan Chapman stopped by, the Baptist Collegiate Minister at East Tennessee State. They got a big fundraising dinner coming up on Thursday night of next week at Trinity Baptist Church in Jonesboro, doing good things for kids on campus that need to be shown the right way to live and give them that opportunity, which he does. Drew Bedard, Bristol Motor Speedway, thank you, my friend. David Strickland could not make it today. Again, he had a client walk in at the last minute right before he's getting ready to go out the door. I totally get that. And so it's called Commerce. If someone came in to get going with Mortgage Investors Group, he would say, can't come in there right now, I'm busy, and I would understand because commerce comes first.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I get it. So, again, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Show number 490 coming up 2 weeks from today, our 500th show from Champion Chevrolet, the #1 Chevy dealer in the state. We'll be there broadcasting live 2 weeks from today, getting ready for our 500th show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Monday, back out on the trail, we'll be on the road, and we'll be in the lobby of the Bruton Smith building on Monday talking NASCAR with the folks at Bristol Motor Speedway. We're in now race mode. We're in race month starting tomorrow. It's Bristol, baby. And so we're getting ready and we're ready to get fired up. And again, don't forget, one more time, today's ticket prices are good until 8 o'clock tonight. The March tickets for the doubleheader on Saturday starting at $35. They go up $10 tomorrow. The Food City 500 race, tickets for that race, single race only on Sunday the 23rd. They'll go up $10 or $59 today. The weekend for both races are $89. That goes up $10 tomorrow. Hey, $10 is $10. And then the season tickets, which is the best way to go, you get both April and the August race for $149. Plus you get 2 fill-ups at Gas and Go Food City. You got all kinds of bells and whistles by being a season ticket holder. Again, 1,575 laps of racing at Bristol this season for $149 ticket. Season tickets for kids, $20. Those go up tomorrow as well. So again, locally, 423 Bristol. Out of the market, 1-800-792-0626, or go on the line at BristolTix.com. So there you go. Hey, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. For Jeremy Livesey, this is Tom Taylor again telling you as always, have a great weekend, number one. And as we always say, win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for giving us a watch and listen from Mortgage Investors Group in Johnson City. Till Monday, we say so long, everybody.